That's right, condemning a racist tweet. Make this guy a bigot. Oh, come on now, people. This should be easy. Come on. Because he only addressed the homophobic and racist. But all police officers take part in these activities towards the poor, and especially towards the homeless. But do any of you address that? No, because you're bigots too. I used to fight for equality. But it don't matter, does it? No, you only care about yourself. You don't BLM, BLM, BLM because you care about black people. Because BLM is a racist hate group. Spreading slander and propaganda. Just like the media. Just like the KKK. Just like the fucking president. No matter what president we have. Let's talk about preferences. No, we already been over that fucking topic. Yes, we're all different. But we're all not horribly abused. I grew up with grown men shoving their cocks up my asshole, all right? I grew up with other kids in the system doing the same thing. Doing the same thing that the staff did, those kids did to me. I'm told what I owe these people and what I owe those people. I get, what, creepy fucking people that think they're in love with me and do creepy shit, like Kristen Kepler, Brianna Hernandez Cordona, Natalie Bollinger. How about that Michaela Hellerbach lady? Holy shit, she was fucking nuts. What about Layla Johnson, a.k.a. Missy Johnson? Holy shit. You don't think men deal with stalkers? Then we got this Antioch. Mr. Ford wanting to talk about how wrong racist tweets are and homophobic tweets are. Do you have any idea how much hell we as homeless take? Do you? Not just from straight people, also from homosexuals. Not just from white people, also from black people. Not just from men, also from women. When you're homeless, no police officer is your friend. No police officer is your friend when you're homeless. Every one of those pieces of shit will play on the mentally ill tag. Every one of them knows that you are denied services when you are homeless. You don't get more access to those fucking services. You get less. Well, if you're middle class, they'll pay up to $15,000 for you to get new roofs on your house. And these people that are on all these advertisements, these are government advertisements. Government advertisements. You know, they get the pretty girl to pretend she's a construction worker, put on the striped shit and the fucking hat. Not a fucking ding or scratch in any of it. Yeah, commercials ain't fucking real, by the way. They spent your money to advertise to you. If you have property, that you can get $15,000 worth of free shit on your house. But here we are. We don't even have a fucking house. Because we don't have a house, we are denied a lot of fucking resources. We are shamed and blamed when we are fucking harmed. Over and over and over again. We are told by women that it's our fucking fault that men are rapists. Really? Your dad in your fucking house is the most likely person to fucking rape you. Bar none. We men are told not to be sexist by holding open doors. Then we're told there's no gentleman left. There's no way to fucking win. Cops go out of their way to make sure to target people like me. They make anti-homeless comments all the fucking time. And look how they treat the mentally ill victims on the streets. How dare we go to them for help? They either act like they're bored or they start trying to bully you. There is no fucking in between. Imagine if we locked up just primarily black people for poverty. Or just primarily white people for poverty, but no. We target the most impoverished. Well, that motherfucker out there you're treating like shit because he's begging for change, because he's fucking hungry. Or maybe, God forbid, he is going to get a bottle. You're going to go home and drink, ain't you? Chances are pretty good, as an American, that you do drink. Difference is you can drink in the privacy of your own fucking home, in the warmth, on your couch, watching fucking TV. Meanwhile, you want to treat us all out here like we're all alcoholics, we're all druggies, we're all rapists. No, most of us are victimized into homeless. By who? By people just like you. Fucking bigots. I'm not saying that it's right for these guys to say this shit about the homophobes, right? These guys are homophobes. So we're going to label them all as homophobes, aren't we? We're going to label all of Antioch Police Department as homophobes, of course. We're going to ask for the resignation. We're going to call them all racists, and we're going to ask for their resignation. But how many fucking years you let them do it to the fucking homeless? If it's okay to do it to the homeless, it's okay to do it to everyone else. Whether you're gay or not, whether you are straight or not, whether you are black or not, whether you are white or not, if you can do it to the homeless, it's okay to do it to everybody else. That is fucking equality. Fuck all police. And fuck the goddamn public too. For fucking eating into this shit. No wonder your fucking opinions stink. Is it wrong to victimize gay people? Now, I want you to imagine, get it through your thick fucking skull, that the less attractive a male is, the more he is going to be treated like he's gay. And they're not going to use the word gay very often. They're going to use derogatory terms, whether you're gay or not. But if you actually are gay, you're protected. If you're just homeless and ugly, no one gives a shit. It's not wrong to scream at somebody that they're the F, you know what, G word. It's only wrong if they're actually gay, right? Fuck this goddamn country. Oh, Sean, you need to go to the back of the bus because I'm black. Really? You gonna tell me that me being assaulted, that I need to shut up because I'm not the right fucking color? I am homeless, I am disabled, and I am a male. Those are the 3 top categories, you dumb motherfuckers, not your skin color. If you really doctor the numbers, then you can claim that a black person, specifically a black man, has a 1 in 1,000 chance of being killed by a police officer in his lifetime. However, as a homeless person, you have a 1 in 960 chance of getting killed by the police just this fucking year. "96% of those killed by police 96% of those killed by police last year alone, 96% were male. 96% of them were males. We have a total population size of apparently 330 million people. 22% of those killed by police last year, 22% of those killed by police in 2019 were black. 24% of them killed last year were black. So that is definitely increasing. That does show an increase in police killing black people. 2% is actually pretty significant, especially out of a population size of about 60 million black people. But then we need to take a look at how 49% of those killed in 2019 were homeless. 49% were homeless. 51% were disabled. The 51% who were disabled came from a population size equal to the size of the black population, 60 million. They accounted for 51% of those killed by police in 2019. Now, let's take a look. What are the disabled at as of last year? Well, they're holding steady at about 51% of those killed by police are disabled. 51%, over half. Over half of those killed by police last year and in 2019 were disabled. However, in 2019, 49% of those killed by police were homeless. It has risen up to 60% of those killed by police were homeless, not out of a population size of 60 million, like black population, or like the disabled population. Not out of a population of 330 million. No. Out of a population size of 500,000 back then to about 600,000 now is what they claim. 0.1 8% of the population accounts for over 80% of our incarcerated population. Just a little over 81% nationwide. Some places like Boulder, it's closer to 90, 91. Yeah. There are more hate crimes committed against the homeless than all other hate crimes combined in the United States. Times 5. Gross. Gross. It's not wrong for you to target white people, is it? It's not wrong for you to target straight people, is it? It's not wrong for you to tell men that they need to go to the back of the bus, is it? Do you bother to take a look at the sheer quantity of hate crimes committed against white people every year? Oh yeah, you pretend they don't exist. You have to be oppressed. Really? You want to pretend that we're not? You want to pretend that your hatred and bigotry towards us is not oppression? You blaming us who did not do these things to you for all of your problems is not bigotry? White men did it. White men did it. White men did it. Really, which white men? I've never raped anyone. I've never molested anyone. I have never assaulted somebody over the color of their skin. Get off your fucking high horse. I grew up in the fucking system. The system is fucking racist. And guess what? I got beat up a lot for the color of my skin. I get that I have a penis, and you want to pretend that I must be a racist because you're a fucking bigot. You want to pretend I must be a rapist because you're a fucking bigot. That I must be guilty because of the color of my skin. Because I must be guilty because I have a penis. I must be. I must have chosen homelessness. I must have chosen your bigotry. I must have chosen your racism. I must have chosen for you to blame me and take advantage of me and harm me and tell me it's my fault that you did it. I don't care what color you are. Am I a bigot here on my channel? You goddamn right I am. It's called fucking equality. You blame me, I'll blame you back. How about not being a judgmental piece of shit before you go telling people they're judgmental pieces of shit, you judgmental pieces of shit? Because I'll be a judgmental piece of shit back. Eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. But you know what I noticed? Diplomacy doesn't work. You can see all these people who were my friends before Natalie killed. Do you know why they were my friends? Because I accepted them despite the fact that they were black or white or homophobic or racist. They were still people. I tried to teach them a different way. I tried to teach them that they didn't have to be racist. They didn't have to be sexist. I tried to teach them that we're all people, which is what you guys are not teaching. When your groups want to go targeting white people, you know what? There's lots of white people who are being victimized in exactly the same way, all right? So shut the fuck up. You go, oh, it's not all white people. But if I say black people, you pretend I'm saying all black people, and you're going to argue, well, what about the black people out in the desert that never heard of Jesus? What about that? Fucking A. Fine. There might be a black person out in the desert in Africa who's a bushman who's never heard of Jesus. Fine. And, yeah, I've heard fucking Christians have that argument about if you've heard of the Jesus and you don't accept him into your heart, you don't go to heaven. But if you haven't heard of the Jesus, you'll get to go to heaven. Really? So if somebody tells you Jesus exists, then you're going to Hades. These are fucking asinine arguments. We can't pay any attention to the crimes against homeless people because we have to focus on women right now. We have to focus on black people right now. We have to focus on immigrants right now. No, we don't. We have to focus on anti-Semitism right now. We got to focus on hate crimes against Asians right now. What? No, we don't. Most of those crimes being committed are being committed against the homeless. The homeless. Asian homeless, Jewish homeless, Christian homeless. The majority of the people that you are going to fucking target if you're a serial killer are going to be the homeless. And all you uppity fucks in houses. Holy shit. Living beyond your means, extended the fuck out on credit. We started off with fucked credit. Started off getting dropped off with nothing at 18 out on the fucking streets after growing up in the fucking system because my parents couldn't stay off cocaine. And then you want to pretend like I'm an ignorant white boy grew up with manservants and maidservants in a fucking bubble under a rock. Now, I've endured more racism and sexism than you can possibly fucking imagine, but you see me and you go, you're a white guy. You're a fucking racist bigot. A measure of society is in how it treats its most vulnerable members. You want to force us to do things for you for literally for free because we're not going to get paid what you are. You're bigots. You're going to save the big piece of the pie for you, and us at the bottom get to fight for the crumbs. And then you tell us that's right and fair because this person did this, that person did that. You know what? Let me tell you something about Henry Ford. Henry Ford would have been nothing without his employees. Nothing without them. The federal government is nothing without its citizens, but yet its citizens are divided and fucking conquered. You're pathetic. And then you feel sorry for yourselves and you want everybody else to pick up your cause, but you won't pick up theirs. BLM, what are you doing about the white victims? The white victims of police brutality. What are you doing specifically about the most victimized by police? 96% of those killed by police are men. I'm mad. Do you not see my facial hair? I'm not going to show my penis on YouTube. Or, as I like to call it, my third grape. See, here's the thing. A lot of people believe that instead of using reason and logic, that they'll use cruelty and stupidity. Oh, you got a tiny penis because you're a white boy. Okay. I'll brag about that. Shit, I don't fucking care. I don't use it. If you pay to have my 3 grapes removed, I will be fucking ecstatic. I'll pee out of a straw, no problem. I'm not getting a sex change because I don't want a penis or a vagina. I don't want either one. I'm fine with pissing out of a straw. So, of course, that's when we're being reasonable. We get, oh, you're just jealous because you white boys got a tiny penis. Or, you know what, you're just being a little bitch because you got a tiny penis. You know, you probably can't get laid because you have a tiny penis. She probably couldn't even find your penis. Fine. Penis jokes. I will make penis jokes about myself all day long. I will joke about you needing a magnifying glass. Does that make you feel better? Now that I have succumbed to your bigotry and told you you are right, you are right. You're right. I have a tiny penis. Can we get past that now? Can we get past your bias? Can we get past your mean assumptions? I've had a lot of black folks who have told me, Sean, you know what? You don't know what it's like for people to stare at you when you're walking down the street like you raped their fucking kid. Like hell I don't. I've sat down on the Pearl Street Mall, hanging out with friends and seen parents walking by with their kids hand in hand saying, stay away from those guys. Literally telling their kids, he looks like a pedophile. You know who's statistically going to be a pedophile? You pieces of shit in houses with fucking kids. 80% of the time, it's your fucking parent. What's pretty common on street people in their situations? Well, the first thing that happens when people find out that you're homeless with kids is start calling it in and making sure your kids are taken away. Is it homeless people molesting those kids? No, they're fucking homeless. They don't get their kids. The ones who do get to keep their kids are lucky as fuck. And probably lying out their asses at a lot of social workers. But we're all supposed to only care about certain groups. We're not supposed to care about men. We're not supposed to care about whites. We're not supposed to care about the homeless. Over and over and over. Propaganda, 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 propaganda from all sides. Pretending that all white people are racist and privileged. Holy shit. Holy shit. Well, you still got some fantasy in your head that every white male has at least 2 black male butlers and 2 black female maids? And that we've got a harem of black people in the back? You don't pretend like every man out there's got some magic dungeon for torturing children. Women are way more likely to beat on them kids. And actual female predators, female pedophiles, get an average of, how long? 8 months. 8 months for a female pedophile. Most recent one to come up on my view. The woman had been sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy for 3 years. 3 years. She got 60 days. I spent more time locked up than that just for telling on pedophiles. The majority of rapes against adults committed in the United States are committed against homeless women. They don't have a very large population. Depending on the area, they account for anywhere from a third of the population, which is extremely rare, a third of the population being female in the homeless community is extremely rare. It's closer to 1 in 4 or 1 in 5, depending on the region. There's a lot of services for getting women up and out and off the streets. Men on the streets are treated like, well, we get to hear about how we're treating all black men like they're drug dealers and rapists and all this other stuff. And look how it is projected not just by the white community, but the black community, the Hispanic community. All communities push that very same shit on the homeless as an excuse to look away from us. We are bar none, the most marginalized society in the country. The homeless. The homeless. See, while men account for 96% of those killed by police, if the homeless had just the same population size as black people or the disabled, and police killed them at the same rate that they are killing them today, the police would be killing 48,000 homeless people per year. 48,000 homeless people per year. 48,000 homeless people per year. That is well over 99% of those killed by police. It's a good thing that instead of the homeless population being 12 to 16% of the population, to say that we're incredibly marginalized, we're lucky that we only account for 0.18% of the population. 0.18% of the population takes all of your bullshit. How dare you pretend all black people are thieves? How dare you pretend all homeless people are thieves? Yeah, I'm against racism. I'm also against cops. Because you can't be a cop unless you are a bigot and a fucking criminal.